Cancel Court is an improv comedy show. Some opinions and statements are exaggerated for entertainment purposes. The views expressed on Cancel Court are solely those of the individuals providing them and do not reflect the opinions of Defiant Digital or their respective affiliates or employees. Basically, we're gonna piss a lot of people off, but fuck it.
But what we never talk about is toxic femininity.
Will doesn't find it embarrassing. He's okay with it.
Will wrote a whole book about his life. She ain't the only one airing out business.
It wasn't just August Alsina. She constantly said she wished she would have been with Tupac over Will Smith.
The only acting job that I've ever seen her do is playing that nigga's wife.
Now they monetizing they family drama.
Red Table Talk is shot in their home. Will had no issues with that.
It's the best argument that I get to fucking destroy when it's my turn.
You get to destroy?
Yes, I do. I would like to call our first witness. Okay. I would like to call Ron Taylor to the stage. Ron Taylor, how are you, man?
Good, good.
Ron, where are you from?
I'm from Detroit.
Detroit.
Yeah.
Would you say that in Detroit there are a lot of, if you had to pick, if it was Tupac or Will, it's a lot of Tupac-style people in Detroit.
Oh,
More
yeah.
so than it is Will's.
Yeah, Detroit is full of Tupacs.
Yeah. Now, what's interesting is this. Ready for this? In our community, am I wrong to say that those people are referred to as real niggas? Those people are called real niggas in our community, right? But if that's a real nigga, then what is a smart brother that walked the righteous path, the path that allowed him to live and see millions and be successful and change the narrative for his family? What is that man called?
I'm very aware of what that's called. In Detroit, they call that a hoe-ass nigga.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Now.
I know some
What's real is this. It doesn't feel good to hear that about our community, but that is the narrative. So when someone like Ryan brings up the fact that Jada, would have rather been, that's really the problem. We got to stop rewarding people like Jada who feel like they can degrade men like Will Smith. All Will Smith did, and let me know if it's a crime, to ask out a woman whose boyfriend died 5 fucking years ago. Who knew that she wasn't over this nigga 30 fucking years later? We got to stop penalizing Will for playing it like a good dude. Our society rewards the real niggas, and those aren't the real niggas. Those aren't the niggas that push our society forward. Tupac was a great dude, but Will Smith is a great dude too. You mean to tell me that because this nigga is not as violent or is not as militant as Tupac, he doesn't deserve to ask Jada out? And more importantly, she doesn't have the wherewithal to say no if she doesn't really want this nigga? You know who does that? Hoes. You know the kind of women that fuck niggas who they don't like? Hoes. You know the kind of women that perform sexual acts and dances for niggas that they don't like?
Hoes! But who pays
Strippers.
them?
No slut shaming.
Strippers. Hoes. There is no.
Just let them do
There
it.
is
They
no-
have
there
to
is no
vote.
slut
These
shaming.
women are going to vote later.
What I'm trying to say is this. That's a very prostitute-esque act. If you choose a man and you all are married, then you have a responsibility. Can I give you another example? You ever pull up to Burger King and somebody act like you getting on their nerves because they work there?
Yeah, many times.
Do you feel like if that person chose that job, then while you at work performing that job, the best thing that you could do is your best?
Yeah, I'd like that. I think so.
Let me ask you a question. Would you date Jada Pinkett?
Absolutely not.
Why not? Why would you not?
I feel as if she's an extremely destructive woman. I feel as if she's torn down one of the pillars of our community. I feel that she's not the only one. It's Yoko Ono who destroyed the Beatles,
That is a fact.
That happened,
Eve, she fucked Adam up.
Eve got us kicked out of the Garden of Eden, You got Erykah Badu who stopped Andre 3000 from rapping. I don't think these are horrible people, but at some point I feel we have to take a stand and set a precedence and just say, we're not going to allow these people to ruin great men.
Okay.
I object. What that got to do with Jada?
Wait a second. Let him
Order
have it.
in the court, jury! I know damn well. Order!
My bad.
We will not have anybody giving testimony from the audience. You will be called at the right time. Are we clear?
Little purple
Is that Tangerine?
Oh, you a
lingerie
snitch.
jacket right there.
Order.
Oh, you a snitch from
Hey, Miss
Detroit,
Tangerine,
okay.
good to see you. Order. Mr.
But
CP?
no, in short, no, I absolutely would not date Jada. I feel she's destructive. I think she promotes and enjoys the fact that Will Smith, who we've known to be a very nonviolent guy, with a single look, she had him destroy 30 years of great work.
Did she laugh when he was doing that?
You know, I think she laughed.
And was that laugh followed up with her excluding herself from all responsibility?
Absolutely.
It was followed up with her saying, it had shit to do with me. I ain't asked nigga to do that.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Ron, do you think it's unfair that Jada blamed the lack of her success in the movie industry for the last 10 years on Will Smith?
I think that's extremely unfair. I mean, I've seen people get whole careers from a single shout out from Will Smith. So to say that her career was damaged from dating Mr. Box Office, I think that that's just factually inaccurate.
At this time, we would like for you guys to cross-examine the
Thank
witness.
you.
Either one of you could do it.
I'm sorry, Ron, for what's about to happen. But I appreciate you coming in. Because Will has, made so many people's career skyrocket, man. Look at everybody who was on Fresh Prince. What they do after that? Yeah. So, this speaks to how egotistical Will is. Because Will believes he can do anything. Marry women who don't want to be married. Icon was the song that Jaden had, the only song he had that ever did well. Will's on the remix. You know how Will ended up on the remix? He recorded his verse while Jaden was asleep. Put himself on his son's song.
It's not true. You can't put yourself on a song when you're signed to a label. He presented the verse to his son and his son liked it. Stop controlling
it's
the
his
narrative.
father, nigga. Your dad come in like, I'm on the song. He's like,
Willow even spoke to how she did not want to continue doing music. The whip your hair back and forth shit, she wasn't with it. And
She was
Will was trying to
forcing
force
her
her.
on the
He's like
tour.
the Joe Jackson. Yeah, he just
he's
let's
pushed the narrative of this family thing. And it's crazy because he's this amazing man. Man, fellas, in the jury, you got multi-million dollars. You're a star. You gonna pick a woman who don't want to be married? Ron said he wouldn't even want her, and he ain't got the Will Smith money. You from Detroit, right? I'm from the hood too. How many hood chicks have you dated?
4 or 5.
4 or 5, right? It work out?
No.
Was it remotely good?
It's a fun time, you know.
Exactly. The smart, intuitive brother who wants to get out of the hood, who makes it out, has no business dating the girl from the street.
Your Honor, I object.
I
Will
didn't
Smith,
speak not
I
once
object.
while you were talking.
But I can still object. I don't give a fuck what you
You
spoke.
don't have anything to object to. You just
I
mad because
object.
you
Will
losing.
Smith is not on trial.
What, Mr. CP,
Will
what
Smith
are
is
you,
not
what
on-
grounds?
Will Smith is not on trial. His
They
whole
brought
fucking
up
argument.
Will Smith 90
But you guys brought up his
times.
wife. You brought him up when you talked
His
about
wife
his
is
wife.
on trial.
But
What
you
the- what are we-
talked about him
You
in
talked
your
about
in
him.
your
What are you
speech.
talking about?
You
Bro.
opened the door for the defense.
Oh my God.
Mr. Ryan Davis, please continue with your statement, please.
It's becoming difficult, Yana. I tell you.
I mean, to be fair, Ryan really ain't making no points, but he's making points. You know, it's
I'm
like
not making any points.
like nah.
You know, Jada actually went on a date with Alfonso before. Will.
This is true. And Alfonso hooked him up.
Hooked
Say
him
that.
up, but why didn't they hook up the first time? Because he went to go see A Different World, saw his first wife there, and was like, and forgot all about Jada. He was like, nah, I like this chick more. Got married, got divorced, then tried to double back. So if she don't get to be his first choice, why y'all mad that he ain't her first choice?
Well-
The defense rests. That wasn't a question.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, Mr. Davis.
To the witness.
Mr.
He's trying to help
your
y'all.
excuse. Thank you. Your excuse, Mr. Ron. Take your time. Mr. Ron, you are.
Oh, I'm done?
Oh, yeah, you're done.
No.
Unless
no.
you got something else to help
Fuck
us.
all that
say
shit.
it.
There's no.
I came up here and I was gonna be nice, but
Say it,
fuck
Ron.
that. I'm just
Excuse
gonna
me,
tell
I
you
object.
right
I
now.
object. I object.
Fuck that.
I don't know where they got this young man from, but this is not how it
Detroit.
works.
I'm gonna tell you right now.
This is what happens when you don't have a suit jacket in court.
Fact of the matter is, Jada went before God
Your Honor, I
and
object.
lied. She lied.
Who's asking a question?
She lied.
Hey, Ron,
Nobody asked
did
you
Jada
a
pick
In
a
front
lie?
of God.
Nobody asked
If
you
you don't want to
Who
date
did she
him,
lie in front of?
God.
Who did she lie in front of?
The Lord.
And what did she do? Lie?
She lied.
In front of who?
In front of the Lord.
Amen.
Your Honor, can we-
Amen.
Now all you niggas are about to get thrown out. This whole thing, I need order. So the jury can make a decision. This is important. This is Jada Pinkett Smith and her red table.
Got the spirit of Jada up in
This
here.
is the culture. We need to listen. Like Jada said, we need to heal. So let's find a way to heal.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I need answers. So I need everybody to keep it calm. I need everybody to calm down. Let me get the answers I need for my jury. Are we clear?
Yes, sir.
Thank you guys. Thank you for your patience.
Spoken like a man who's been hurt before. But listen.
Y'all better stop fucking with Ron T and find God. Cancel Court will be right back.
At this time, the defense has a witness.
Yes, I would like to call the beautiful Miss Tangerine to the stand.
I don't get no applause. Ron got applause.
It's a very sexist courthouse.
This way, Miss Tangerine.
Yes. Oh, over here.
And be very careful stepping up there.
Okay.
Tangerine,
Yes.
can you tell the court your marital status?
Oh, I'm in a very free, open marriage.
What up, though?
An open marriage.
Hi.
She went before God,
Yes.
Ron.
Yeah.
You're an open marriage.
Yes.
Okay.
Jada inspired me.
I
I knew her because I was a extra.
Right.
A child
Right.
child actor on A Different World. And
Right.
I used to sneak in the back of the scenes when they were stepping. I was there. If you zoom in on your VHS, you could see me.
Check her credits.
And I was inspired by her.
So let me ask you, in your open marriage with your husband,
Yes.
I know your husband, and I've heard him being praised for being in this open marriage and being able to fuck hoes and do his thing, right?
Yes, he gets a
Have
lot
you
of
ever
props.
been praised for being in the open marriage? Have you ever? No.
I have not.
No,
I
I'm
have
sorry.
not
I'm so
been
sorry.
praised. Thank you. I wrote my own because I was ready. No, I'm not.
But it's equal in how the openness in the marriage is equal, right?
It is.
And you're able to freely do what you want to do with your vagina because it's yours,
It's mine.
as he is to do with his penis,
He
right?
does.
And yet somehow there's a lot of judgment, a lot of things that are,
It's not fair.
yeah.
It's not fair. And that's why I don't do as much as him because I would be looked down upon, but I could. We have an open marriage, we have an agreement, and I was inspired by Jada to do such because she's so happy.
This woman could be fucking hella niggas right now, and she not because y'all be judging.
That's crazy.
I want so
Because
much
y'all
more
be
dick.
judging.
I want so much more dick, but I refrain.
Order.
That's the world we live in. And then people have something to say about a contract that you and your husband have between yourselves, right?
None of
Such
their
as
business.
Will and Jada. That is their contract. It amazes me how everybody has so much, Christopher Paul has so much to say, more than Willard. Never heard him say so much about what Jada is doing. Because now would we say that Tangerine is the devil?
No.
Would we say Tangerine is foul, is nasty, she's a hoe, she's
I would
all these,
never. I
all
would
of these
never.
things that you say Jada is, Tangerine is doing the same thing. Is that a problem?
Never said Jada was a hoe.
I never said Jada was a hoe.
Is that a problem?
I said hoe, and I
So
said
let me
shit.
ask you this. Because what I'm also hearing is we want to silence Jada. She has so much to say at this red table, which is her table in her house on her show that y'all choosing to watch, and we want to silence her from speaking her truth. Do you feel you should be able to speak your truth in your relationship with your husband?
Absolutely.
And the decisions
We
that
have
you
a
guys have made?
podcast every Wednesday on
They have a-
Facebook called
they
The
have
Marriage
a
Go
pod-
Round.
Do y'all want to cancel the marriage go round too?
We speak our truth.
We just canceling all these black shows, huh? What else y'all want to cancel? Y'all want to cancel the Breakfast
There
Club?
should not be a space for black women to talk, apparently.
Apparently not, according to.
First of all,
And
don't
so
do
you,
that.
and so I'm sorry.
Okay, my bad. Go ahead. I was gonna admire your adjustable sleeve turtleneck.
And
for sure.
so, thank you. It goes very well with your corduroy hat.
Yeah, no,
Yes.
it do.
It's hot
it
as
do.
fuck in here, but we
It
do. You know, we making it work.
Like a football jersey.
So, let me ask you. Do you watch the Red Table Talk?
Yes, I do.
Do
And
you
it's
think-
very educational and
It is.
helpful to people.
It's very helpful because
Yes.
there are plenty of open marriages in this world.
Yes. Well, I think
We can't
everybody,
talk about it.
I
It's
think-
embarrassing because she's telling the truth. Women are supposed to sit here and not be satisfied. We don't know when the last time Jada nutted from, if ever. But we want to silence her. She's supposed to do all of these things, and then she can't even bust a nut with Will.
Nah, she busted a nut for a whole month.
With Will.
The month
The
of
month of
August.
August.
Saw that coming, like how you see Ryan coming.
You saw it, CB. So why are we trying to cancel Jada? She didn't ask Will to slap him. She gave him the black mama look. When your mama give you the look, do you get up and go slap somebody? No, you sit your ass down. That's what that was.
You asking
he
him.
read the room wrong. He did that. That's why she like, oh my God, this nigga. And this is what she been dealing with for how long they been married? This nigga.
And Jada even explained that her and Will were on a break when she started to deal with August. She had permission from Will to deal with August. It was a family friend. She did nothing behind Will's back. And if this was in the reverse, like we all know that some of these, I won't even say the names of some of the professional basketball players who have side women who may even live in the guest house, and the wives know about it, and people are okay with that because it's something that men are allowed to do all the time. And when this woman does it, her husband allowed it. But when the world found out about it, y'all made him feel bad about it. He knew what was happening all this time, but when y'all found out about it, y'all hurt his feelings. Y'all should be on trial.
That's what
We hurt his feelings.
Because they didn't do anything other than have an agreement to be in an open marriage, and both of them did their parts.
Thank you. At this time, we will let our prosecution cross-examine the witness.
Thank you,
Miss Cynthia,
Mr.
you may
Judge. I
proceed.
appreciate you. You're doing a great job.
Thank you.
Tangerine, question. Do you have any children with your open relationship marriage husband?
I do not.
Okay. Interesting, because I'd like to speak to the psychological damage that Jada has put her children through with this open marriage. Have you ever heard of TMI?
Yeah.
Too much information?
That made me whistle.
Or TMFI?
Objection, Your Honor.
Stop
Willow
talking,
is at
stop
the
talking,
red
please
table.
Stop talking, please stop talking.
Voluntarily every week.
God damn, you was just up here for an hour saying nothing, Keisha, chill.
Every week.
She is at the red table.
Which is
Let her
why,
finish her point.
to your point, since your daughter is at the red table talk, there's just some things you don't need to know from your mom. I mean, give me the game, but sugarcoat it a little bit, you know? I don't need to be the vulnerable Willow hearing about how my mom had a dick-sucking addiction at 21 years old. Jesus Christ. Jada, can you chill? Forget the red table talk. Where's the red carpet? Sweep it up under that bitch. You remember them days, the good old days where the family secrets would die with the family members? Can we get back to that, Smith?
Shout out to any woman out there with a dick-sucking addiction. There's a number you can call.
Please.
The number at the bottom of the screen is my number. Call me because we can figure this out.
Together. So my thing is, I'm glad that you and your, unnamed husband that we all know are living la vida loca, living your best fucking lives, fucking everybody. That's great. But you guys don't have kids. You guys don't have celebrity kids. Your news doesn't make the shade room. So, if that's the case, let's just think about the kids. Let's think about the babies. And I don't want to attack the babies. I don't want to attack Willow, Jaden, and the other one that came from the other marriage. I don't want to do it.
His name Trey. Trey.
We don't want Trey. We don't want to talk about that.
Quick question, Miss Thomas. Mrs. Thomas, how many times has an entanglement of yours been made public?
Never.
Never, right. And can I ask you a question? Isn't it one of the cardinal rules in an open relationship is discretion?
If that's the agreement you have with your partner. But again,
Thank you.
to your point, Jada's kids are just fine. They're well adjusted. They're eclectic. They're living their best lives. They're following their dreams. They're happy. There's nothing wrong with them. They're modern children
They
of
are
a modern
Yes.
parent
Whose kids was it that was
household.
walking around Calabasas with a Batman suit?
The modern children that she speaks of.
The white Batman suit, right?
Yes.
Like
They're living their
Batman and
best
deodorant.
lives.
The modern
I
children.
said what I said.
Listen,
But my
I just
husband-
think open relationships are like BBLs. We won't see the effect of them until 30 years from now. We just have to let time play out and see what happens to the babies. But the kids are our future. Protect them at all costs. Thank you very much.
Don't move. Cancel Court will be right back.
I want to throw this out there because I don't think either party really spoke about this, the impact of that slap. This man, Will Smith, who had a 30-year pristine career, went on stage because he looked to the left and saw that his wife's reaction was of hurt and pain because of her alopecia, a disease that she's suffering from, that she spoke a lot about. And he saw the pain. He laughed at first. We saw he was laughing. Then he saw the pain. And he went on stage and assaulted another legend, Chris Rock. He slapped the shit out of that kid.
Good ass slap, too.
In front of millions of people around the world.
I watched it yesterday.
Because of the impact of his wife. Now, some people were saying he was standing up for his wife. Others was like, he's a simp.
Now this is the crazy part. Which one made the news more, the entanglement or the slap?
Slap.
Somebody damaged their own career more than their wife ever could. But we don't talk about the accountability. Somehow it keeps coming back to Jada because you didn't like the look on somebody's face. You went up there and ruined the most special night of everybody in that room. Questlove won that Oscar that was being presented. Does everybody remember that? Danny Glover won that night. We've been waiting on Danny Glover to get one forever. We don't remember none of that. And he's a pillar in the community. That Oscars was being directed by a black director. This was our time to shine. He's a pillar in the community. No, he's a stain on the biggest night of our community in entertainment. That's all we will remember. His inability to control himself. And then now, somehow, the woman who took the joke, who was hit with the joke, the woman who's dealing with the alopecia still has to weigh the responsibility of what this nigga did. So she got to get hit with the joke and be the reason why black people can't remember who won during these Oscars. That's amazing. When are we going to call Will out for anything? This nigga is making all these choices.
No, she's forcing him to do
She's forcing him. Just because she's bald, now they think she's Professor X. Like she's putting thoughts into this nigga's head. He's rising up, going up, and slapping somebody. And I'm just like, at some point, do we look at the nigga who has made all these terrible decisions? Or are we gonna blame this woman for everything? She already made Woo nigga.
Thank you, Mr. Davis.
Woo!
Mr. CP, you have 2
First of
minutes
all,
to respond.
thank you. I know 2 minutes. Listen, I love that, Ryan. That argument was so clad. I wish it was ironclad though, because here's the real situation. What is Jada right now if she's not dating Will or married to Will Smith? Let's look at her co-stars and everything that she's ever really been in, and where are they at now? Do you think Jada Pinkett is invited to the Oscars if she's not the +1 for Will Smith?
Absolutely not.
So her worth is only...
No. Her worth is well valued, right, as a black
being.
woman. The point I'm trying to make is that don't sit up here and say because you're not nutting from Will Smith, you need to fuck August Alsina. Well, then go to the BET Awards where he's invited to.
It doesn't matter the awards, that's the awareness that they have.
No.
Why are we putting a dollar sign or a status
Because
on their
let's call a spade, and I let you all speak. The bottom line is this marriage has been lopsided for a long time. For a person outside looking in, it's like, wait a minute. Who's the A+ celebrity in this relationship? Oh, it's Will Smith. Oh, Ryan brought up the fact that if Will wasn't with Jada, where would he be? Probably with another fucking superstar. Where would Jada be?
Yeah.
Where would Jada be? Jada would be ruining somebody else's life because he's not Tupac.
That's the truth.
See, the bottom line is this.
How could a grown man...
If Jada Pinkett doesn't put the stress and the embarrassment on Will Smith about not being gangster enough while not appreciating the positive black man that he is, maybe he doesn't go off the rhythm and try to slap Chris Rock. If you got my last name, you live in the fucking mega mansion that I built, you have a table named after a color and a show in your name because your last fucking name is my last name. If I make a mistake, you fucking ride with the nigga you rode here with. That's real loyalty. That's what a man wants in a wife. Talk to me behind closed doors about how you don't need nobody to defend you. Don't go to the world and say you don't need nobody to defend you. That body that defended you is your husband. That body that defended you knows how much you deal with alopecia. That body that you defended is the same nigga who do-rags you be borrowing. You know all the good silky do-rags with the nice print on them is on her side of the bed.
So why is he still with her?
I'm still talking about sporting ways.
Why is he still with her?
You know what Will Smith lives by? Happy wife, happy life.
No
but we see
orgasms,
that that's
though.
a very, very toxic style and environment to live by. It needs to be happy spouse, happy house.
The conclusion of the trial of Jada Pinkett Smith when Cancel Court returns.
We will begin with the prosecution. Since you brought the case to court, you have 2 minutes with your closing argument.
We gotta stop acting like Will is the only pillar in the community in this situation, because he's not. Jada Pinkett is also a pillar in this community. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I grew up on Jada Pinkett. I've had a crush on Jada Pinkett a lot of times. She looked very good in Low Down Dirty Shame. She was fine as hell in that. She was fine as hell on A Different World, right? I wanted a spunky type of girl that had that kind of feel. I think that this trial has forced us, me and my partner, to have to really scrutinize her on a level of across the board, more so than who she is individually. There have been things, questionable things, that she has done, in our opinion, that have kind of shown a little bit of no onus or not playing for the home team, should I speak. I think that if the arrangement is to be open and make each other look good, make sure that we both can rise to the occasion, then you have to support your man. If they were both equally yoked and both the same amount of fame, then this would be a different story, but it's not. Will Smith has not monetarily, nor has he socially benefited from dating Jada Pinkett.
Facts.
This man is in love. That is the only thing that he has gained from dating Jada Pinkett for real, is the fact that he is with the woman that he loves. That's it. Other than that, it's like, no one's throwing Will any roles because he's married to Jada Pinkett. But I can guarantee you that to get in Will's good graces, Jada Pinkett has graced a few stages and screens that we don't know about. I think that it's important as a black community. I like the fact that we have somebody like Will to be a positive role model. I think that a lot of times we get lost in the real nigga shit and forget that it's like, yo, we sometimes need heroes that are just human. We need black men that are just men without having to be the most gangster and the most, dangerous. There's nothing wrong with being a smart, intelligent, funny person. Will was what was he? The hoodest nigga in the house on Fresh Prince? But you know what that show showed? The arc and the growth spurt of a man. He came in from the streets of Philadelphia. When he left, he had graduated from Santa Monica College. He had a steady girlfriend. He learned what it meant to be a real man in society. We saw a lot of growing pains with Will. He even cried on 3 episodes. The episode where Carlton got shot, the episode where Carlton took the pills, and the episode where his dad didn't want him, dealing with real issues. This is somebody who we've gone to look up to. I can't think of a time where Will Smith has embarrassed Jada Pinkett, but I can give you 5 scenarios where Jada has embarrassed Will Smith completely. You don't demasculate somebody that you love to prove a point. So, with all the love and respect to Jada Pinkett and to the Red Table, the prosecution feels like her antics and women like that, who quote unquote have chosen violence, stop shining the light on that disloyalty and shine a light on what's real. And that's not real. Like you said, she didn't want to get married, right? So why did she do it? I think that speaks to her character more than it does Will.
Thank you, Mr. CP. Mr. Ryan Davis, you have 2 minutes in closing arguments.
So we gonna sit up here and act like ain't none of us fuck with somebody and was like, I probably shouldn't have did this. That's what they're building the whole argument on. We all been there. Is there a woman in here that didn't go, I'ma just give this nigga a shot, see what happens? And it goes left. Do you want people to hold it over your head for your entire fucking life? Because you gave this nigga a chance? Let's be serious here. At the end of the day, I love Will Smith. I'm one of Will Smith's music fans because he appealed to a certain dude in the hood, me. I didn't like Tupac like that. There's motherfuckers who love Tupac. I'm not one of them. I'm the one nigga that's going, throw that Will Smith on when everybody going, nigga stop. So I didn't look at him as this terrible, but I understand who he is because I'm the same dude. And I didn't date the hood girl because I know she not for me. Before Will wanted her, he tried to get with Pepper from Salt and Pepper. And she dissed him and went with Tretch. This nigga has some type of thing in him that he wants the hood girl. There's something, and Will said all the time that people never looked at him as cool. They looked at him as corny. He dealt with that all the time. You're crazy if you think he's not looking for a certain type of woman to validate him. And this idea that he doesn't benefit from marriage, name your favorite black superstar male that's not married. Everybody knows you benefit from marriage when going up the ranks. Whenever you go into a meeting with a family, that's way different than going in by yourself. You want to sell tickets in the box office with a family-friendly movie? What, you think he was showing these kids for no reason? You think he was making just the 2 of us for no reason? You think they made the show All of Us for no reason? All of these things lended itself to his image. You think Will Smith If he was a playboy, fucking all these hoes, doing all of this, that this nigga's doing Shark Tales, get the fuck out of here, yo. Everybody benefits. And you say that she wouldn't make it to the Oscars without him? Mary J was nominated for an Oscar. Oscars is all about opportunity. You telling me that she's not a good enough actress, that she wouldn't have made it there on her own, or that she wouldn't have played in a movie that was Oscar nominated? That she has no way of getting in there without him, even though all of us knew exactly who she was before that nigga.
Yep.
Just disrespecting her as an artist. But that has been the theme of this entire case. She's nothing without him. She's a mother. She's a wife. Oh, let me say, sure, no, she's hurting the kids. You seen these niggas? Since when was these niggas raised traditionally? Even Will said, when they asked him about it, he was like, we might have dropped the ball on this one. We gave him a little bit too much freedom. That's out of his mouth. At the end of the day, everything that's happening to Will is because of the decisions that he made. Whenever you approach a girl and you go, hey, I'm feeling you or whatever, and she's like, nah, I ain't really trying to be in a relationship right now. And if you're persistent, you get what you ask for. That don't mean you get to slap niggas on national TV. That don't mean you get to play victim whenever shit don't go your way. You get what you ask for. Now we gonna cancel this woman because she had a side nigga, or she's embarrassing a nigga she didn't ever want to be with. As if being with Will Smith sometimes ain't embarrassing.
Woo! Woo!
The defense rests.
All right.
Thank you, Mr. Davis. At this time, the jury will decide. You will decide based on the facts and the presentation of both sides. Ain't got nothing to do with your own bias. Are we clear?
Yes, Your Honor.
History is about to be made. This is an important case. So all those in favor of canceling Jada Pinkett Smith and the red table, raise your right hand and say aye.
Oh shit, I think we won.
Nope, not if you can count.
All those in favor of not canceling Jada Pinkett Smith and the red table, raise your right hand and say aye. A decision has been rendered for the first time in cancel court history. We have a hung jury. Which means this case can be brought back to trial. That is so ordered. Court is adjourned.
I never said you weren't good, man.
Did the unthinkable, bro. The unthinkable.
Thank you. Who's paying me? You?
He can't even get out.
No, hey, listen.
I mean, I feel like we did what we came here to do. Technically, she's not canceled.
I saw Ryan Davis like slapping up a few of the jurors after it. I don't know if that has anything to do with the tie decision, but you know, somebody might want to look into that.
Shout out to CP and Cynthia. Somebody had to come in and lose to us.
I'm proud of my partner, Cynthia, who added a lot of value, a lot of attitude.
People are going to go, there's no way Jada will be vindicated. And if they smart, as soon as they see who her defense is, they know what time it is.
We will live to argue another day. That's what
We
it's all
got to.
about.
We got to. I don't do ties. I do wins. So I need a W. Period.
Period. For real.
Oh, we said it at the same time.
I don't know how they were supposed to be the undefeated. This is the dream team, man. This is the dream team. OJ could have used us. You know what I mean?
If y'all niggas keep like getting cheated on and embarrassed, I'm happy to let y'all do what y'all need to do. You know what I'm saying? More power to you.
We did a great job. You did a great job. You know what I mean? I like the way
excellent
CP
job.
and Cynthia tried.
Yeah,
They had a couple good points, but
Valiant
overall,
effort,
it just
right?
it didn't stand
It
out.
just
Like,
it just didn't slap. You know what I mean?
Pun intended.
Don't slap me.